Hello everybody and welcome back. You are tuned in to the Underwater Rugby channel, broadcasting from Bellahøj Swim Stadium in Copenhagen, Denmark. We are coming up to the second to the last match of the day here. It's been the first round of the league, and the teams that are meeting here this evening are Malmö Triton and Polisen, two Swedish teams. I'm going to read the lineup here. In blue, for Malmö Triton, number 1, Carl Falk. Number 3, Simon Jobs. Number 4, Andreas Bergenholtz. Number 5, Petter Blomberg. Number 6, Mathias Levin Persson. Number 9, Niklas Johansson. Number 10, Emmanuel Johansson. Number 11, Olaf Bertilsson. Number 13, Stepan Poldragac. Number 14, Jens Vesselin. Number 15, Carl Oscar Seth. And number 51, Anne-Sophie Krakow. The head coach, Ulf Riedel. On the other side of the water, the team from Stockholm Polisen, number 1, Petter Aronsson. Number 3, Robin van Tricht. Number 4, Marcus Warman. Number 5, Teresa Blenart. Number 8, Niklas Nylén. Number 9, Roger Lund. Number 10, Petter Ekman. Number 11, Andreas Tall. Number 12, Christopher Videstål. Number 15, Zacharias Lauberry. Number 17, Marcel Zoll. And finally, number 33, Jakob Thun. This match, the referees are on the deck, Tommy Jensen. And in the water, Thomas Mörk and Rape Tito de Moras.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Action is about to get underway here. Second to the last match.
6 players in the water.
First to the ball, Polisen. And they move it up, passing along the bottom. Coming up to Triton's goal, the basket's empty. There's no goalie there, but that's because Triton is headed to the other side of the pool. And from above, they pass backwards. There goes Barry and Holtz there. Fake pass, not really very convincing, but it's a good move to have. Great if you have it down pat and can deceive people. Oh, Thun shakes it loose. Nice, it was all technique there. Zoe's back. Don't know if she's gonna do any more commentary. Are you gonna do any more commentary? All right, so
I'm here anyway. And I'm really interested about this game.
okay, we're
Free throw blue.
here. We go. Free throw for Triton. They come in from the top and jam it in. That was rather sudden.
Goal number 1.
That was very sudden.
Assist number 4.
It was very well executed as well.
See if we can catch who this was. Number 1, Carl Falk. Back to live action here. Robin van Triek passes to the center over to but it's going the other direction now. Well, this is your club, really, Zoe, isn't it?
It is. I have definitely played with these guys quite a lot. I know some of their tricks. I know how they play somewhat.
Long passes, and it was batted away. He passes to Zoll. Zoll's twists, shakes free. He holds the ball behind his back, then passes down.
Some nice close passes happening here.
Aronsson. And Thun. The ball's progressed across the pool. And a nice pass there. It's a good chance to score a goal. could be a shoulder in the basket call here. Let's see what happens. Yes. That's not the end of the game. That's penalty for shoulder in the basket. Now we're going back to the terminology.
Penalty throw.
Some people call it wedging.
Shoulder in the basket.
I have heard wedging as well.
What do you think is the best in English? Because basically this terminology doesn't really exist in English. It's not well established. Australia could be a trendsetter. What do you think?
I think wedging is probably more succinct.
White
like
player.
scrum, it's
Yeah.
just a shorter word generally.
And it wouldn't be confused with wedgies and wedging.
I don't think so.
But it's a problem in water polo that people give each other wedgies.
Well, water polo pretends to be a non-contact sport.
Yeah.
We don't have that issue.
So Emmanuel Johansson, he's a young goalie. He's excellent. He's a Swedish national team player, and he's trying to hold off Nicholas Nylén?
Goal white. Number 8.
Number 8, sure enough, Nicholas Nylén, also known as Nippe. And I think he plays goalie. And he's an old national team player. He's a very...
Warning number 10.
Oh,
Using his flippers to block the basket.
aha. Warning, you can't block the basket with your flippers. I didn't know that.
I did not realize that either.
Yeah.
Actually, no, the more I think about it, the more I think that is true, because otherwise you could just stand on top of the basket and everything would be all right.
I have a... But now Triton's coming over fast. The ball is batted away. We have a 1-1 game here. So...
We've got some nice passes behind happening. Some good support from the fellow teammates.
Now from underneath, it's going to be bad for Polisen if they can have that access there. Could be a goal shortly. What's that?
We've got another penalty.
And it was probably
Penalty throw.
wedging. Wedging, probably.
I don't know. Wedging
player in
would
the
be
water.
the best guess,
Yeah.
for sure.
Number 11 is going to take this. So that's Olaf Bertilsson. He's a very tall guy, very calm.
Which is what you want in a one-on-one.
Shoulder in the basket.
It was shoulder in the basket, or wedging, not to be confused with
Wedging.
wedgies. Yeah. Anyway, you would see you give a person a wedgie. It's not wedging. We're not wedging them. No.
No.
Yeah, so he's coming in from above. He's got the neck. He's jerked him off. He's got those long arms, and
Just dunked it in the basket.
Goal blue. Number 11.
Very smoothly. No fumbling. No hesitation.
no, that's Andreas Tall there who was defending that, and he didn't even realize that the ball was in, did he? He went back to the basket to keep defending, and he was already over.
Yeah.
A replay again. So, action has begun again. We'll return to live action shortly. There you got 3 reviews of the instant replay, which is great. This is high definition television, Zoe, have you noticed? And the watercolor with these cameras is not green, and that's very important. I don't think it's credible to show green water if you're trying to reach a wider audience.
That is true. The water here is most certainly blue.
So, Polisen has the ball. Teresa Blenhardt is underneath looking for the pass. She gets it and flicks it down over to Zoll, who is also a goalie. Blenhardt and Zoll, both are goalies. Lauberty comes in. He does a 360. He hides the ball, finds a teammate who's looking to pass into the center, and they've got Tal there. They're pushing in. Now it's like a sandwich, really. Everything's stuck together, but they drop it down to a teammate on the other side. He's not going to make an effort to go to the basket. Passes out, and the clamp shuts, and they float up to the surface until the referee indicates that there was an holding.
Holding. Blue free ball.
Free throw for Malmö Triton. Holding is also a inaccurate term. It's good because it's used in different sports, but actually it's contact with a player who doesn't have the ball. Because sometimes you're holding them and sometimes you could be doing something else. You could be pushing them, or you might not be holding them at all, right?
Yeah.
So it's not accurate, but it's a good term to use in underwater rugby. It sounds sporty.
And it is a term used in other sports as well for the same sort of range
Right
of
free throw. Holding.
penalties.
Pushing on.
And then he said it there, pushing. Did you hear that? He did it. Oh, you can't hear it. I got it in the headset here. The deck referee said pushing, so yeah. They're father and son there.
Ah,
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah. I guess that's underwater rugby trivia, but it was the picture that we saw that I thought I had to mention it. Coming in from above, Malmö Triton pressing, but Polisen stripped the ball away
And lost the ball,
and they lost it.
but there's been a holding penalty called. It's Polisen's ball.
Holding. White free ball.
Oh, what did that mean when the person had their fingers stuck out like that, showing? You saw that, or you didn't notice it? Okay.
I didn't notice.
All right.
It's the end of a long day.
Yes.
Not gonna lie.
Polisen headed over to the corner and now to the basket, trying to go through the tunnel there.
But we've got an issue.
Blue
And
free
it's-
ball.
Free throw.
Malmö's ball. I'm not sure what infraction that was, are you?
It was. Oh no, I don't know. Was it holding or I don't know.
I didn't see the refs. Signals.
Anso, you know Anso. She put the ball in play, and there's. I think there's Baron Holtz there, and now they've got the space under the basket, and it's very touch and go here for Polisen. But Lauberty, I think, stripped the ball away, fell to the bottom, picked up by Polisen, and they struggle to get out and looking for some kind
Oh,
of.
there was definitely some holding there
Yeah.
by Malmö. It's Polisen's ball.
White free ball. Holding.
Would you call this holding stuff habitual? Habitual holding? There've been a lot of holding calls here. You can eventually
Yes.
call a team warning, actually,
Okay.
but it never happens. I've never heard a team warning for.
I think that a lot of holding calls happen because you forget to let go quick enough, or you don't let go quick enough.
Well, there's not going to be holding here.
That was a very nice breakaway goal. No resistance at all.
Goal blue. Assist 4, goal 13.
Do you recognize that guy? Andreas Bernholtz. He's one of the best players in the world.
Yes, Andreas scored multiple goals last Malmö game, I believe. Maybe he only scored one.
I don't remember, to be honest. It's all a blur now. But
I remember congratulating him afterwards because he's definitely scored a goal.
so he's one of the best players, the best forwards in the world. Teresa
He
Blenner.
certainly is a good player.
Yeah. Teresa Blenner flipped the ball out and didn't find a teammate. And instead, we now have Triton working on Polisen's goal again, trying to bore a hole in there under the back and to pass to the other side. And that was a nice technique there where he held the ball in back at his back with the wall there, so he was protected, and just to look around and then swimming out. So
Yeah.
you protect the ball, move it around, swim, and
Exactly.
you don't get locked up like that. So of course it's easy to say because swimming takes energy, and yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, you need to make sure that you're quick enough that the opponents don't encircle you and force you to give up the ball.
Yes. There's Anso. And you met Anso for the first time at Triton summer camp, or?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. But she was elevated up to the elite group and you never saw her again. Or you never played with her again.
I never played with her again, but I
No.
definitely saw her.
Yeah. She's a celebrity in the underwater rugby world.
She is a bit of a celebrity. If even I know her, she must be a celebrity.
So 6:40 showing on the clock here, and Anso dives looking for someone to pass to. And here you'll observe that even though these are bigger, much bigger, stronger guys than her, she doesn't give up the ball, and she manages to turn over the battle to somebody else. And eventually they lose it, but now she's swimming back. She's going to go out and exchange. That was holding. Here is an example where the holding is not actually. It's not actually holding. It's more like I just smash into you because I'm going to get there first.
Wide free flow.
Yes.
But you're interfering with that person's progress through the water. It's not legitimate. Neither of you have the ball. So Polisen is going to put the ball in play here. And that's Zacharias Lauberg. He tossed it over to Andreas Tal, who has ended up, and Andreas told me in practice, Davril, don't be like a meatball curling up on the ball. He did it. I've seen it. Now this is, I don't want to, hypocrite's not really the right word to use. It's just that when you curl up on the ball, you can't do things with it very easily, right? Because you can't pass from your stomach. So, and he didn't manage to hold on to the ball either, did he? So.
Yeah.
But I
I
mean,
think it's more of an instinctual thing. You automatically want to curl up into that fetal position.
yeah. It doesn't sound flattering to say that he curled up in a fetal position around the ball. You know, what was his?
No, not really.
What was his?
I'm sorry, man.
No, I mean, Davril, what was your contribution to the game? You curled up in a fetal position around the ball, and you know that was it. All right. Sorry, it's getting late in the day now. Polisen is trying to get back on a score.
But Malmö just won't let him.
Yeah. He threw that into the wall. Did you see that, Zoe?
Yes,
How
I
do you
did see.
explain that?
I think that I can't explain that.
It was on purpose, though, wasn't it? Clearly.
It looked like it was on purpose.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't see a
He-
phantom person there.
He could have been aiming to throw it out and have one of the opponents touch it before it went out, meaning that Malmö might have gotten a free pass. I don't know.
All right, but Triton is clinging. I think he was just trying to fool people by knocking the ball. It's hard to say, to have it come out again. He didn't turn around to pass it. He just said it's going to go out that way, and I'll try to turn around, or my team will get to it first.
Yeah.
There, between the legs,
That was a very nice pass.
and it's almost open goal.
It requires a lot of trust in your fellow teammates to be
Yes.
able to make that sort of pass.
You have to know where they are, of course.
I think playing with Malmö, that's something that I have noticed that they have a lot of, is trust that someone is going to be behind them and someone is behind them, ready to take that pass.
It has to do with character. They have to have character that you can trust, that they're going to
Yeah.
do it. They're going
I think it also requires a good team work well together and they know where to be for other people to pass to them.
yeah.
Like, I think that comes largely from practice as well, as much as anything.
Ball bounces to the bottom, picked up by Zoll, who passes out in the middle, and they're over. Now here's the Polisen style, to be on the bottom, stay down. You notice that they're not going up to the surface and fighting for the ball. They don't like that.
Yeah.
And Triton's not into it either. So this is really classic Swedish underwater rugby.
Yeah. It's quite interesting. To me, it always seems much more authentic to be actually playing underwater rugby
Instead
at
of being
the bottom
on
of the pool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Grabbing the equipment, face mask, or
Blue free ball. Holding.
so. See if I have time to. There we see Anso. She's looking around, puts the ball up to signal that she's going to put it into play, passes over to the right side, and they go down on. Bergenholtz has it. He passes to another player who comes in straight over the goal, drifting up as he gets choked, basically. I think that's going to be a choking call. That means separate. Or?
Blue free ball.
What was the call there? It must have been choking.
I would suspect so. Or holding.
Yeah. Well, when the person has the ball, it's not holding, so...
But they could have
It could
been
have
holding
it could have
someone
been
who
holding
didn't
someone. Yeah,
actually
all right,
have the
that's
ball.
true. All right, they're trying to build a tunnel on the right side here, but forced up, and there's a Triton player on the bottom looking to get in and take the back's place, fighting, pouring his way in, but picked up by a forward who's dragging him upwards, and it's going to start all over here, a new wave. And there's a player over on the side there. He gives up. It's not happening.
They're getting into position, the Malmö team, but unfortunately the ball is locked up at the moment. No, it's freed, and so passed it off.
Wow, this elbow swinging to keep the ball free, and eventually Polisen's goalie has to come off to pick up the ball and end that threatening situation. And unfortunately, from the Polisen point of view, they were unable to clear out of the zone, end up struggling back in defense again. So that's frustrating when you actually go out and get the ball and you've got it, but you just can't pass onwards or swim away, and then the other team gets it back. It's almost like there's the momentum of the ball works against you.
Yeah.
You need somehow to build up momentum. You've got to have players moving in the right direction, and without them, it just... So was
Wide free ball.
That's Polisen's ball.
Yeah.
They dive and engage straight away.
3-on-1, but the one takes the ball. and goes down to the bottom looking for the outlet but swimming, and then finds the teammate who increases, accelerates over, and it must be called against Triton here, or timeout. It's the end of the half, that's it. Half is over. All
That
right.
is right. Break time.
All right, we're going to have the highlights here in a couple minutes. But I have a story when we come back, or maybe I can slip it in, see how much of I can get done. After Polisen played against, who was it? Against Malmö, the German club that's just entered, and Malmö whipped them. And so there were a lot of goals. Afterwards, Jens Dingle, who's, he's a very nice guy, very funny. He's not a tall, huge guy. He's strong and he's very accomplished. He's a national team player for Germany. He came over. I passed him and he smiled. He said, "I tricked Anso. I just tickled her and she left." And he said, "I just touched her and she left." And at first I thought that, because, not Anso, I mean Teresa Blennet, the goalie for Polisen. At first I thought that he meant that Teresa Blennet was light, so he could just push her away. But actually what he meant was that he had just gone like that to say, "I'm here to take your place as your replacement, your partner goalie." And so she swam away, and then he put the ball in. And he did that twice.
And I have always wondered when someone would try that.
And that was totally not. Yeah, I've legitimately been wondering when someone would do that.
Leftover cake. That's licorice.
Okay, and icing.
That's raspberry.
I was wondering what it was. I mean, when someone comes up to you to go off the goal, like, half the time you can't see.
Yeah, it's actually, I've heard of this being done before, so it's not totally original trick. And it's totally legitimate because if you have the ball, you're allowed to push the other player, right? So who said you have to? Why can't you just go like that? All that. And they did it with Marcel Zoll. Marcel's a German guy, I think, Stockholm, goalie. So they done 3 goals by this.
I mean, it's the sort of thing that you can probably get away with anyway. Because you're just happy to play.
That would be cheating. That would be cheating.
Yeah.
No. Well, yeah, you can win. I don't like it. I think it's good to have a little beer, but I have a lot
That's where I had this one.
Oh yeah. There's a little bit of a problem if I ordered a pizza or if I ordered pizza or some heavy food and I ate it, then I'd feel like I was in South America. Yes. And that's not good for you. But you eat coffee all day. Maybe it's better I don't have coffee because I can just drive around town.
I feel like we need something to snack on. Like,
1 minute? 1 minute.
is that the whole Euroleague? When they come up with the thing, and it says how many orders,
I didn't see that just now, but I assume that it was for You can have the last piece of marzipan.
Are you sure you haven't eaten all day?
No, I'm okay.
6 players in the water.
We resumed action here. Polisen and Malmö Triton battling it out here in Bellahöj Swim Stadium. You're tuned into the Underwater Rugby channel, and I'm Davril Tien, joined by Zoe DeFries from Australia. She's
And I would just like to say Davril has kindly offered me the last piece of icing from the cake.
the icing on the cake. That's an expression. Another expression is you can't have your cake and eat it too. And police is going all the way over to the other side, pressing Triton. They've got the back off the bottom of the pool. They've got a player who's coming out to try and take the pass, but it falls down and Triton's got it. 3 players together, and they're racing over. It's a fast break.
Breaking away.
And he's got a lot of speed, and that speed can really put a dent in the back who's lying on the bottom. But now that initial burst of speed is no longer relevant. They're trying to set something up. They're down on the bottom, and Zoe is a proponent or fan of underwater rugby played underwater or on the bottom, so you could call her a Swedophile or
That makes me sound really seedy.
she prefers the Swedish style of playing.
Yeah. I
Now
do.
that was elegant, right? The way he did that. He
That
knew what he was
was.
doing.
There is some sort of almost dance that happens underwater when you have to pass behind.
And the coaches say don't pass behind your back, but in reality the elite players do it well, and it's beautiful.
There are issues with passing behind your back, but if you trust your teammates and your teammates are worth trusting, then you can be very, very successful.
Yeah, that pass was batted away, but it's frustrating. You feel the ball, but it's not yours because it just hit you. You're just an object that has collision with the ball for a second. They're working. It's going to be a goal against Polisen soon if they can get the ball down. They've stolen the basket now. So
They just need to maintain that basket.
a player
But Polisen's got the ball at the moment.
yeah,
So if they can get the ball away, then we've got a holding call.
against Polisen in favor of Triton.
Blue free ball.
So there must have been an exchange. Anso's out and Martin Hempel is in. Triton coming over from above. Baron Holtz, he's looking for his teammate on the other side, finds him, but they're forced backwards until another player could come in, and the pass to the right side deflected, kicked away by the goalie. I think it was Roger Lund on the goal there. He just free throw
Blue free ball.
in favor of Triton for what? The ball drops all the way to the bottom of the pool, but the buzzers.
Number 12. If you are within 2 meters, you cannot participate in the game. Blue free ball.
So a warning there.
Number 12 wasn't outside the regulated distance for a free throw.
Yes. That's Christopher Videstål. And I play with him sometimes. And Polisen managed to take Jakobsen, picks up the ball, they pass out. They have to head up and then down and lose the ball. And now it's a an uncomfortable situation. The goalie's off the basket, but luckily Laubert's there and able to scoop up a loose. No, was it? No, Varman scooped up the ball off the bottom, swam it all the way across the pool, but his pass turned out to be errant, and Triton is coming in fast, and a player has got a 1-on-3. He came in with speed, now he's pulling on the back feet, chucks to somebody who's over the basket.
And we've got a holding call.
Number 11, 2 minutes, holding basket.
Oh,
Holding the basket.
no, we've got out of the water for 2 minutes. Number 11, which is
From Polisen, Olaf
from Polisen.
Bertilsson.
Okay, that's the Malmö page.
Oh, sorry. Number 11 is Andreas Tall. I have sleep here.
I don't really know what's happening either.
Video view.
Okay, there's going to be a challenge to that and a protest, and the refs will look at the video. So how should we describe this in English? What's the correct terminology for a protest with video review?
There
Or
is a...
what do they call it in tennis?
I don't watch enough tennis to know.
No, but I mean they have that, don't they, where you appeal and they've got the hawk eye that looks on whether you hit the line.
An appeal. I think that's what you would call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An appeal, and it's with a video review. Appeal.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little bit, it feels a little bit cooler here. There are fewer people now, and it's not quite as humid or.
Potentially because the pool might be closing soon, they have turned down the heating.
I hope so.
You want a little bit more?
So, 11, Andreas Tall is one of the, he's the coach. So even if Jakob Thun is the captain, so he asked for that appeal there.
After reviewing, the penalty stays.
So
Yeah. From the replay, you could very clearly see his hand grabbing onto the basket.
2 minutes. So power play. Now power play is a term that comes from hockey, and you of course are not in hockey at all, so you don't know anything about that. And Australia doesn't have ice hockey. So
Yeah.
if you in ice hockey, if you're down a player who's in the penalty box, then it's called a power play. The other team has a power play. They have an extra player, and that gives them power, so it's a power play.
Yeah.
And then the penalty box here, there's no actual box, so in underwater rugby, so you don't want to say like the penalty plastic lawn chair. That doesn't sound right. So
I think you can use the penalty box as a figure of speech, though.
so. You approve that.
You
one.
might not be in a literal box, but you are still confined to that space.
All right. So the penalty chair doesn't sound quite like, it sounds too much like the electric chair or something like that. All right, penalty box we approve of. That's going down.
You're making note of these?
I'm just gonna stick. I've already made some decisions.
And we've got a
Oh.
breakaway.
And what happened to the ball? It was just punched out or knocked or a foot or something like that. But that interrupted the whole thing, didn't it?
It did.
Okay. Very nice. Pressure. Polisen has the ball, but Venus
No, they
couldn't
don't.
hold on to
Malmö
it.
has it.
When a pass goes out, they're underneath though. They've got this. It could be a goal here. Oh,
It was set up quite well, but just didn't come through. Polisen now has the ball. They're fighting over it on the surface. There's no support. There you go. We've got 3 Polisens against 1 Malmö right now.
3-on-3. And the ball's batted away, picked up.
Policen's taking it out again. Ooh, and we've got a penalty here,
7.
which I think is Policen's
Wide free ball.
free
Free
throw.
throw. Yes. So 7:53 showing on the clock here in the second period, and Malmö's enjoying a 3-1 lead, and
That's pretty comfortable.
it feels that way to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're
The way they're fighting, it's
the likelihood of them scoring seems to be greater than Policen's. They're by Policen's basket. They're messing with them a lot more. Policen hasn't been able to mess with Malmö that much in this half.
yeah. Malmö, to my eyes, I think Malmö are just too fast. They always seem to be on Policen.
Now Petra Ekman. No, it's not Petra Ekman. Who is it? 4.
Or swimming away from them.
No, I'm sorry. What am I saying? There's Petra Blomberg from Malmö Triton, and that was Olaf Bertilsson who had it going out. They come in from above, and
I think they come in from above to rattle the goalie. Realistically, they probably won't be able to score the goal unless they're underneath, though.
they need that headbutt or the lift, something like that.
Yeah. The advantage of coming in from above means that you're also in the way of any goalies coming down onto the goal.
That's a good point. That was a question I once asked. What if you have a player just line up above to block the goalies moving up and down? I asked some experienced players, they said, well, they'll punch you.
That's when you headbutt them in the groin.
Yeah. Oh, the ball hits the bottom. Robin van Triet backing up, manages to get the ball off. And Polisen trying to set up a wave, but the ball bounces to the bottom. Polisen first to it, but now they're backed up way, way, way back and have lost their position near Triton's goal. But now they're swimming, trying to make up for it. Jakob Thun coming in from the left. He passes underneath the back, and then he goes in to take the pass back again to try and score. That's the real responsible way to do it, and they're pushed out. Polisen is on the bottom, but they're not in close to the goal. They have not been able to hold that position.
They need more support. Yep, and here they've got two fighting for the goal. But they've lost the ball to Malmö.
It goes between the Malmö Triton players' legs, and they go up, and now Berlin Holtz passes way out in front, ends up with, oh, that was a strange thing, and it was like, why did he just beat the guy like that? You know, to see, why did he lose it? It was so slick. It just happened.
Sometimes you just don't have a good enough grip on the ball.
Yeah, but Polisen's moving now.
Yep,
On
they're
the right
heading
side.
out, but
There's a player who's threatened to steal the basket, but instead gave up, heads up. Nice pass. Vida Ståhl. He can't hold on to it.
he's breaking away.
Oh, they've got the
We've
goalie
got
off. The goalie's gone. As the basket's stolen.
We've stolen the basket,
Yeah.
and there is someone. Some interesting things were going on top of the goal just then.
They were not legal.
Yeah, there was a little bit of hugging between opposition teams.
I think it was Roger Lund wanted to get his goal basket back. Yeah.
Yeah, sharing the love, you know.
But it was definitely not called by the referee.
It was not.
But you were pretty clear that it was holding or.
There was definitely holding, yeah.
Yes.
I can't make that sound any nicer or different. But Malmö is still attacking. So. And Polisen's got the ball.
Notice the way he's hiding it behind his back. Andreas Thal's doing that.
And Malmö's got the ball again.
Well, Polisen comes out. It's 3-1. Polisen has played better in the second half, don't you think? I mean, they've been threatened a lot, but all in all, they've played better.
I think they have, yes.
Triton on the left side, trying to bore a hole in the Polisen defense, but Polisen's pretty steady there. Now
They've almost got it.
it's going
It was very nicely set up, but that goalie change was impeccable.
I thought a goal was going to be scored there.
I did too. There you go.
Yes.
It was going to happen.
There was a lot of pressure there, and they collapsed.
Goal
Yeah.
number 1. Assist 9.
So, Carl Falk, assisted by Nicholas Johansson. Have you gone swimming here, Zoe?
At this facility?
Yeah.
No.
Did you bring your swimming suit?
Nah.
Okay. All right.
To be honest, I woke up at 6:30 to come here this morning and
So
my brain was not turned on.
Yeah, so
So, Malmö's got the ball again. They're fighting to keep it. They're only 3 points ahead with 1 minute and 15 seconds left.
Therese Blenard.
Almost looks like there were some Chinese burns happening there.
Chinese.
Wide free ball.
Burns.
What's
Holding.
That might be an Australian term where you grab someone's arm and
Go like
twist
this.
it with
Yeah.
2 different directions.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called in American English too.
Please no one take any racial offense to that.
I'm half Chinese. Zoe. I told Christian Schaefer when he came here he was going to be a commentator. He couldn't say anything politically incorrect, no Donald Trump sort of stuff. And here, the impeccable Zoe DeFries comes in and makes a. But it's a colloquialism. That's just word. Accept it.
I honestly don't know what else you would call.
I'm half Chinese, so I say it's all right. I don't mind.
Now, Malmö's got the ball at the moment. But Polisen are putting up a bit of a fight. There's a bit of a scrum.
And there are 29 seconds left. This game is over. There's no way that Polisen can.
If Malmö hold up this scrum for the next 20 seconds, then they've won very, very easily. But no, they won't give up at that. Is another one.
Misery.
Goal blue.
Loves company.
Goal number 4.
So that was
Assist number 10.
Benny Holtz, of course. And he got the ball from Manuel Johansson. So that's very, very artistic. Benny Holtz is an elegant player, to say the least.
It was a very smooth goal.
So some of this will be posted up on the internet. I don't know if they include all of the commentary or not, but you'll be immortalized. And
Yes, I'm famous, guys.
if there's any particular stuff you want me to erase, well, you have to go talk to the crew. I'm not going to.
Nah, that's all right. Everything I say is out in the world.
Yes. And they're shaking hands. That was it.
They're done. Can I also say congratulations to any Australian viewers that are still awake?
No, they're getting up.
Truly honourable.
What time is it in Australia now?
It is 5:30 in the morning.
So the people who the Australian underwater rugby players who work at bakeries and the bus drivers, they're up.
Or those that really love Euroleague.
It was a good one. That was a good game.
That was a good
But
game.
there was no. The doubt part of it's sort of like seeped out like a bucket with a hole in it. I mean the hope of police and it just ran
Yeah.
out. You know,
Polisen definitely, yeah. That's it. They lost hope.
yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't say their playing was bad or anything like that, or that they gave up. No, that's not what I mean.